Growing up in a small rural community in north-central Louisiana, Wayne McConnell benefited from the tutelage of his mother, a first-grade teacher.
And so when I got in first grade, I already knew everything that there was to know about being a first grader.
This head start and his thirst for learning enabled Wayne to skip a grade in elementary school.
Now, one of the things about that, however, is that I was already a very shy, introverted, socially awkward person, but moving into a class and a grade with students that were older than me just exacerbated that.
Wayne would look inward to develop self-confidence.
I changed my belief system. I stopped thinking about what others thought of me and looked at myself as a unique individual that was put here on earth to accomplish a task, to accomplish a mission.
Wayne would continue his academic achievements by finishing his undergraduate studies at the age of 19. After serving 2 years in the Army and earning his MBA, Wayne began his career in accounting, ultimately deciding to start his own firm, having drawn inspiration from the ledgers of his great-grandfather's timber business.
And quite frankly, that experience really inspired me to come back to Houston and say, I'm really gonna build a business. If my great-grandfather could do this in the early 1900s, I can certainly do it now. And I was actually a sole proprietor for the first 9 years of my business before Thomas Jones joined me. And about 3 years later, we merged our CPA firm, McConnell & Jones, with a management consulting practice owned by Odysseus Lanier and Sharon Murphy.
Together, they built McConnell & Jones into the second largest African-American-owned CPA firm in the country, with offices in Houston, Austin, Dallas, and Washington, D.C. Throughout, Wayne has been active in the community and pursued one of his passions.
Yeah, I've been collecting tribal art for about 30 years, and speaking of my great-grandfather and the inspiration I got there, when I started collecting tribal art, I knew nothing about Africa. And one of the tribes that was most fascinating to me was the Benin tribe in Nigeria that used this lost wax process to pour this hot metal into, and then the lost wax would be pulled away and the bronze sculpture was left. And this was something that was going on in the 12th and 13th century. So, for me, a black man, to know that there were Africans who had the wherewithal to be able to do that during that time period was emboldening for me. It was inspirational. It gave me even more confidence.
Echoing a time earlier in life, Wayne continues to work on his inner self.
And I also have a daily meditation practice, so spending time in silence and trying to make sure that I can find that space between thoughts, that gap between thoughts, and it enables me to be much more present, more focused in the present moment.
A source of inspiration, family has always been important to Wayne.
My wife and I have two daughters, and I have 2 grandkids. I have a grandson who works at Laureate. He actually spent, after graduation, spent a year and a half here. And then I have a 10-year-old granddaughter. And my daughter is an accountant, and her son is an accountant. So we have 3 generations of accountants. And I'm hoping that he comes back to the firm, and maybe we'll have some legacy here.
Wayne McConnell, 2022 inductee into the J.A. Hall of Achievement.